everybody. Thanks for watching Daytime today. Our good friend Jennifer Ettinger is here. She's a fitness expert, style expert with Fit Your Style. And today we're talking about, I love this because it's the time of year that holiday parties are literally being booked in our calendars, Jen.
Yes.
And this time of year is traditionally known for that time where we're indulging, we're maybe putting on an extra couple pounds, right?
And what's frustrating as a trainer is that people start using all the excuses now. I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. And I can tell you, people, you all come back to me in January with panic going, what am I going to do now? So I've incorporated just a few lifestyle tips that when you're at those holiday parties, how to avoid some of the weight gain.
Okay.
That's
These
inevitable.
are good tips, and what I like about the tips is they're easy to follow.
Very easy and not
This
overwhelming.
Is not,
It's not complicated.
So over here we have some
We have tea. We
nice
have
herbal peppermint tea.
We have peppermint tea with green tea combination. So if you look for a green peppermint tea, the green tea, studies show, raises the metabolism by 70%.
Wow.
Okay, I double bag mine in the morning. Woohoo! Get going.
She's a double bagger.
I'm a double bagger. And the mint actually curbs the appetite.
Really?
So if you're going to go out to a party or anything like that, maybe you want to start off with a green tea before you even get there.
Before you get to the party.
Yes.
Now, do we have to have like 8 green teas a day for it to have that metabolism effect?
No, they actually will show that your simple
Just
intake
one.
will help raise the metabolism.
Oh,
you want to be
good.
careful too because it will have caffeine. So we talked about that before in the show, just to watch how much caffeine you're taking in. But that will definitely, woohoo, kick you up and make you feel good and help you burn.
That's great.
Yes.
And maybe for those people who are coffee drinkers, switch out the coffee. The coffee's not doing much for your metabolism, but switch it out for a green tea.
You got it. So it's little baby steps like that during the holidays just to help you stay on track.
Right. Okay. Another one, cinnamon.
We love cinnamon.
I love cinnamon.
Cinnamon is perfect for right now. We've been using them on apples and a lot of desserts and things like that. Baked apples is great with cinnamon. The great thing about cinnamon is the fact that it actually helps with calorie burn. So sprinkle away is what we want to do.
So this can go on
anything.
So many things,
Oatmeal?
right? Yes.
Again, baked apples, sweet potatoes. So it's a great way of, again, sweet potato is a great carb, which we're going to talk about carbs. It's a great way of, again, just aiding a little bit without giving up too much within your lifestyle. And it tastes great.
And doesn't this do something for your blood sugar? Does it
help stabilize blood sugar levels?
So if you are eating something, you put a little bit of cinnamon on and it won't have that crazy spike?
Well, we'll still have, it depends on what you put it on, but it may aid that a little bit. And we're going to go more into carbs in our next segment.
Yes.
So I'll explain that a little further. Yes.
Okay. Over here you have vitamin D.
Very important.
Nobody is taking their vitamin D in Canada.
No one.
Except for you.
I actually have my vitamin D, and I also use one of those sun lamps in the morning.
Do you?
I do. And you can have it on half full or completely full rays. And I do it first thing in the morning at breakfast.
Okay.
They range about $150. And why we want to do that, plus the vitamin D, is we get sluggish. We get tired during the season. Most of us are, they say in Ontario, are deficient in vitamin D. In fact, they won't even screen for vitamin D deficiencies anymore in Ontario, the last I heard, because we are all so deficient. So if we take it, it's going to help us with our energy level. Because what happens, Jacqueline, when we're tired?
Well, we just want bad food.
We just start to eat. We want comfort. We're tired. Right. Exactly. We go back to that. So we want to combat that as much as we want with looking into vitamin D and that sun lamp. And now, it's not a tanning lamp.
Right.
It's just a bright lamp, like a SAD lamp for seasonal disorder.
To give you an extra dose of vitamin D.
You got it.
Is that a more natural form, or?
They're both
good.
They're both good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have a red Solo cup here.
Yeah, we were talking about
we
this.
usually associate this with drinking.
We are going to associate it with drinking. Whether it's a red cup or a red plate, they show in British studies that it slows us down. The color red, because we associate that with stop.
Okay.
Like driving.
Yes.
So they are saying use red plates, use red cups for your own self, or if you're at a party, because it's going to slow psychologically and subconsciously the process down of eating and drinking.
Which could be a good tip.
I just report it.
Hey, I like that tip. That's easy.
Know, right? You never know.
And you have some nice high heels here.
I do, because now we're switching a little bit, that we've given you some things to do that are very simple and very affordable for the holidays. And now we're transitioning in, how do you handle going to a party? How do you handle the buffet table? So a couple of different things is, number one, you do want to wear your heels and you do want to stand as much as you can. So going into that little corner and finding that cozy chair, because a lot of us like to do that and like to be wallflowers.
With your big plate of food.
You got it.
Don't do
comfort.
that.
We don't want to cocoon.
Okay.
So this is actually going to help us burn calories. We're in those heels, we're walking around, we're conversing.
Right.
If you're conversing and you're a person who really doesn't like to go to parties, like you're being dragged by your significant other, you look at popular cultural events. Okay? We all know there's plenty of them right now in Toronto that we could talk about. So that, and also focus on the other person. Ask them about themselves. Who doesn't like to talk about themselves?
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
it's their 15 minutes of fame for a lot of people. And also when you're being social, eye contact is so key. So how many times have you been at a party where they're looking at you, but then they start looking back there because is there someone better to be talking to?
Oh my goodness.
Right? You want to give them that focus.
Okay.
Okay, it's just more feel good that way.
Absolutely.
You want to be
Making
somewhere,
a connection.
if you're by the bar, if you don't have an issue where you're, maybe you're the driver, right? If you're by the bar, there's stimulation, there's things happening. I just don't advise to be by the food table, because when you're by the food table, what happens?
You just can't stop.
We just don't stop. So that goes into using a smaller plate when you're at the table. You pick the appetizer plate and you go last. So you let everyone else go, because you know how we are. What do we do? We're like cattle. Oh, the food's out.
As soon as the food comes out, it's like a herd of people running to get to the food.
Exactly. Now, if you're at a place that's being catered, they're going to replenish the food. If you're at somebody's home, you may not get the best dibs at the beginning, but what's going to happen?
You'll get the veggies at the end.
Exactly. Girl power.
All
good
the
answer.
good stuff will be gone.
Exactly.
But all the healthy food that you really want will be still there. So,
right. So and everything in moderation, right? And
Yeah.
here's the other key, is going to the glass now. Now, I'm left-handed, so I'm going to hold my glass in my right hand and my plate in my left. And the other thing I would do is have my purse. Now, that's really awkward. I might have a shoulder bag. Why? Number one, it's going to slow me down because this isn't my dominant hand. I'm full with things in my hands, right? And that purse is going to keep me kind of being heavy, where I'm not too comfortable for a little while while you're eeating.
These are tips that I would honestly never think of, Jen.
Good.
We are going to take a very short break. When we come back, something called carb cycling.
Yes.
I have no idea what this is, but
Good.
Jen will enlighten us right after the break. Jennifer Ettinger from Fit Your Style, and we just talked about the holiday parties. We did miss one tip on how to avoid weight gain, and you have a big Tupperware container.
And I think this is important because a lot of cultures, people get offended if you don't eat a lot or if you don't have the dessert. And they don't want to hear that you're on some sort of healthy program because they don't understand that. So the best way to get around that is, oh my goodness, Jacqueline, I loved dinner. It was fabulous, and I'm so full. Can I take that famous signature cake of yours and take a piece home?
Right. And if
what you do with it after that, they don't need to know.
Good tip.
No one's offended.
And you're so right. People do get personally offended if you, what? You're not hungry for dessert?
Exactly.
Sometimes you just aren't.
Right. And that way no one has any offense.
Okay.
It's all good.
So, carb cycling. We hear a lot about carbs in the health world, right?
Yes.
But what is carb cycling?
Okay. In my world, I believe you need to have carbs.
Yes.
I believe you need to have all food groups.
Okay.
Just in my belief system.
I like that.
What I love is that carb cycling was created and really is a signature style of Chris Powell of Extreme Makeover. He's very sound. He's changing so many lives. He's doing it in a very effective manner. When I was on Los Angeles on OMG Insider, they actually had me comment on Chris Powell and how incredible he is in changing lives. Like, he has such a great North American reputation.
Good.
So what is carb cycling? It is a way of a lifestyle. It is not a diet. Why do we not diet?
Because we'll just gain the weight back. Right?
Diets die. D-I-E. They don't work.
Right.
They're quick fix crashes. They do not work. So what Chris Powell has created is something called carb cycling. And what you do is you actually will have on certain days higher carb intake, and that is our furnace. So I have a number 5 here. You're going to eat 5 meals a day. So 3 big meals and 2 snacks.
Yeah.
Your higher carb days, which you will be taught, will be the furnace where you're going to really stock up on healthy carbs. Those are, without getting too complex because no one will remember, the good carbs are called complex carbs. They have starch in them, they have fiber in them. The bad carbs are the ones that are simple carbs that mostly are end in ose. Right, they're sugar, they don't have any nutritional value. Okay, so we want to look at the good carbs. We're just going to talk good carbs today. So the good carbs, we stock up in a furnace on certain days, and then the next day or so, depending on the plan, he'll bring you down a little bit in your carb intake. But here's the great thing. Why we're doing that is we're raising up the furnace, and that lower calorie time in terms of carbs, we're burning. So we're cycling our body and our metabolism to keep it on fire versus starvation mode, versus creating, because people think if they eat less, they're going to lose more. Your body goes into starvation mode and it holds on. So if we really feed it the right foods, we go high, we bring it down, we go high and bring it down.
It's like riding a bike, right? You're keeping that wheel going.
Exactly. And here's the great thing. It's real food.
Yeah.
Okay, it's real food. I brought some additional tools you can use, but you don't need to. And you also get days where you have your cheat meals. So what you love your nachos and light beer, you have your nachos.
There's something to be said about the cheat meal. Do you do it?
I don't share my cheat meal.
What is your cheat meal?
I just said it, nachos and light beer. I love it.
That's fantastic. And I think that gives you a little bit of a treat, and then you're able to focus and put it behind you, right?
You're good.
Yeah,
you're good.
It's a good thing.
Good. So what I brought here is a great example of a breakfast, whether it was a low or high carb day. So you would have your oatmeal, and this is really cool, this is PB2. And PB2 has 85% less fat than traditional natural peanut butter. It's pressed and roasted, and it's delicious.
It's called a powdered peanut butter.
It's peanut butter, so it's nothing artificial. There's nothing, like it's real. You pop it into your oatmeal, you pop it into your smoothie in the morning. Doesn't it smell good?
Yeah.
It's just pressed. They're pressed peanuts.
No kidding.
Yeah, all natural.
So how do you use this? Do you sprinkle it in your oatmeal
or in a shake?
I
mix it in my oatmeal because that's my protein and carb. I mix it in my shake as well. I use peanut butter all the time because that's one of my treats that I love.
So it's almost like having the protein but no fat or less fat.
Exactly, 85% less.
Wow.
And peanut butter is allowed on this plan.
Okay.
So we want to have
water.
4 liters a day was with this plan as well.
Okay.
And don't forget, it takes time. You can work yourself up to that. I brought just a couple examples of what a turkey breast size would look like, what a piece of fish should really look like.
Here, I'll lift it up.
Thank you.
Just so a lot of people are eating 3 times as much.
Yes, and these are really good indicators to show you what really a proper serving size would be.
Right.
Right. And we teach you also in the carb cycling how to use your hand, your thumb, etc., to know what certain sizes are based on the food group that you're eating.
Is this considered a carb or a...
That's protein.
This is a protein, right?
So protein actually helps with our energy, storing of the energy of the body as well, right? We build muscle mass with protein.
Right.
Okay, and then I just threw in that you can have protein bars on your higher carb day, Greek yogurt. So it's real.
Yeah,
it's not taking away from anything.
Right.
Little steps. Then what we did was I brought the 7-day cleanse. And the 7-day cleanse is something that is a natural cleanse that you mix with your water and you take it at night with food. And all it does is help the liver and helps the digestive system for that week kind of get kick-started. Do you need this on this plan? No, it's just an additional benefit, so to speak. It's like the platinum. Like if you're going to do the all out, then you would go with a cleanse.
Okay.
But what's nice about this is it's not just a cleanse where you're living on liquids, right?
Yeah.
We don't want that.
It's more of a nutritional enhancement, right?
Exactly. It's a booster.
Good.
Exactly. So we have that. And then what I brought to you is Chris Powell has actually created his own protein line. So I wanted you to try, this is the chocolate ice cream flavor.
Oh my goodness. And don't you find that there's so many proteins on the market? How do you know which one's better? Because some of them are better, right?
I like to look at the studies. I like to look at the studies. I like to look at affiliations of who's created it, not even from a brand personality perspective, but the clinical background.
Good.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's
There's
really
no
good.
metallic taste. It's great if you crush it with ice, or you can use like an almond milk if you want a lower percentage milk.
Right.
Absolutely. But you see that that's a great way, if you're not someone who likes breakfast,
Right.
you can still get in and kickstart your metabolism this way.
Could this be a snack as well?
Oh, absolutely.
You know, for somebody on the go, I'm sure you find that these come in handy. You grab your water bottle.
You got it.
And you're good to go.
Here it is. This has a shaker in it, so I'm set to go.
There you go.
And then there is a fabulous
the app, yes.
That's called Bode, B-O-D-E.
Okay.
It was created by Chris Powell. It will walk you through. You're going to take your measurements, your photos, everything, and every day they're going to give you recipe plans, they're going to give you exercise videos, they're going to remind you all day long to track your accountability, which is fabulous. And if you don't have a smartphone, you can actually contact fityourstyle.com. It's free. Both are free.
Yep.
And there is a list. So you can just print off a printable list of which foods are the healthy foods that are available to you.
Wow.
And we're starting a 12-week challenge. We're doing it on Facebook. And the winner is going to be on my CBS radio show sharing their transformation.
Oh my goodness. So all they have to do is go to Facebook to enter.
Yeah, go to Fit Your Style. That's right.
And the app and these downloadables are all free as well to get you on board. Thank you, Jen.
You're welcome.
There you go, everybody. Happy carb cycling. We'll be right back with more on the show.